or there's like 5 resellers. I ran into Tracy.
Yeah.
I bought 8 things. It was awesome.
You've already been out and back home?
Yeah, there was a neighborhood 3 miles from here that
Oh,
had uh there was probably 7 or 8 houses in there that started at 7 o'clock. So I got there at quarter till and I was home at quarter after.
Well, good morning. Welcome to your Friday. Hi,
Damn.
Bumcrack. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Lag. Hi, Carol. Hi, Brenda again. Hi, Mike. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hello
I was
everyone.
up all night worrying about the changeover in shipping.
I sent I
Uh,
sent I sent these to a message. I'm like, if people can't figure this out, they have no business reselling. There really is
there's
nothing. There really is nothing to it.
there's nothing much to figure out if you're already on standard shipping. I think it just switches over and
I mean, people are making a huge deal out of this.
yeah,
This is a good thing. You get insurance on first class. This is a good thing. You
yeah.
get
Except
cheaper. You get cheaper options and faster ground shipping to the post office. All there's only positive.
um, I went into a UPS store yesterday to get some papers notarized, and I asked the guy, I said, "How do you think the new shipping changes on USPS is going to change?" And he said, "They changing something?" And he was the owner. They changing something? I said, "Yeah."
Yeah,
Basically, they're getting rid
that's
of first class.
that's the point I made last night and on Noel's show is most customers aren't going to know the difference. They're not going to pay any attention because I we all stand in the post office every now and then, and you hear the postal guy go, uh, "How fast you want this to get there? Do you want the cheapest way or It's just going to mean more packages are going to go ground, and then they're going to get you're going to get tracking and everything that goes with it. So I think they're going to up. I think the post office is going to up the amount of packages they carry because of this offering. I think it's a good thing. Somebody with a brain SL actually did this. Because if you make it easier and better for customers, they will use you more frequently. Imagine that. How did my auction go? I sold 750 something last night. I did have
congrats.
um, so one. I had a. I don't know if it was this week or last week. I had a. It was this week. I got to figure. I don't even know what it sold for. I had a lighted globe, one of those repluggable lighted globes, repluggable, whoever they are, and it's
Hi,
worth about
Jennifer.
$70 on eBay. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to take a chance on it busting. I'll
Hi,
just run it through the
nurse.
auction. And those people who very rarely get things right
Hi,
took a
Phil.
picture of it lit up. Uh, that damn thing went for $120 last night.
Phil, your new picture doesn't look like a bandit. It looks more like Mozart or
George the Fifth.
Beethoven or something.
Yeah, there it is at $120 last night.
Cha-ching!
They took it lit up and everything. It really helped it.
Well, that's good.
Just sold some more post-it notes. Man, those things are flying out of here.
I sold a couple more bras yesterday.
Sweet.
Should I pre-try those on or just go ahead and send them out?
No, you just send them on out.
Okay.
You just send them on out. Joni's gonna have to do an intervention about you and your bras.
No. No.
No.
There we go. It's. Did I sell anything on Poshmark? I don't think I did. How do you know if you sold something on Poshmark?
You get an email.
Yeah, I don't do good with emails. I currently have 700 unread emails.
Gosh. Well, you need to
I need
you
an
need
intervention.
you need to do some filters so the important stuff is filtered out.
People are paying me $10.90 for 6 little Post-it pads. That's free shipping, but
Well, how
man,
much
I'm
are they
making,
at Office Depot?
I don't know, but
Let's see.
yeah,
Oh, that's so.
I'm
Even
making like
though
$5, $5, $5, $5, $5. It's
so
nothing to ship them.
so Jimmy Carter has been in hospice since February. He and Rosalind, 77 years married today. That's a lifetime. Wow.
Jeez.
They've been married almost as long as the average person lives. That's amazing.
Todd, a pack of canary yellow 3x3s, pack of 18 pads is $29.99.
I can't believe how expensive those things are. I bought 3 cases at the auction for I paid like $40, but I saw what they were going for and I did the comps. Like, man, I can split those up and
Yeah,
let's see, that would
Mike
make
does. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
like 72 orders times $5 profit. Is what I would get if I sell them all.
You'll be able to sit down at the Texas Hold'em table on that cruise ship. You'll have a little spending money.
Yeah. I spent all my money on State Farm Insurance and AT&T and golly, I can't believe how much money I spend.
Yeah, I sold a 2011 iMac last night, Mike. For I got 120 at auction for it. It should have gone for 60 or 70.
An iMac, is that the one piece thing?
Mm-hmm. It still works, but it's and 2011. You can't you can only upgrade it so much. So the browsers are supported on it on that operating system. So it's a little difficult. You can get around it, but I didn't feel like messing it.
Pulsar watch has been in my death pile for about 3 years. I finally found it. I think I'll list it. Man. There's no telling how much stuff I got buried up around in here.
You say bodies?
Yeah, probably. Insect bodies mostly, probably.
Yeah, I'm shipping a golf club today. I didn't have a box for it, so yesterday I went to U-Haul. Those big ass boxes are $8. So good thing I can ship 2 clubs with it.
Yep.
Well, that would be expensive.
Are they golf club boxes, or are they just boxes that you're cutting down for the golf club box?
It's a sport utility box. It's 48 by 12 by 12. This is a driver. So what I do with it is I cut it in half, and then I'll make it a 48 by 6 by 6.
Okay.
So I get two drivers out of one box.
Is that cheaper than the long boxes on?
Probably not. I'm probably
on what's its? You got a link in your link in
the longest one they have though is I think 36.
Supply Hut. They've got long boxes.
Yeah, but to get a driver, you need 6 by 6 because the head on the driver is bigger.
Yep.
And yeah,
I did one driver one time. I put it in a regular tube box from USPS, and then I put like a 8 by 8 by 8 on the end of it. It got there. Buyer gave me good feedback.
Rectangle. So they have a 48-inch box, but it's 4 by 4, and that's the problem. Their 4 by 4 box doesn't, because the modern driver is much bigger than 4 inches.
Yeah.
I think it's probably 6 across.
Who called? I didn't call.
If you don't mind, folks at yard sales, if you don't mind shipping or making a box, I'll do a video. I'll video myself today making the box. There really ain't much to it. All I'm gonna do is cut it in half and then measure 6 inches in and kind of mark it on from each side and then score it down. And I'm gonna tape the box together in a square. I mean, there really ain't much to, but the one thing you gotta know about UPS, if it's 49 inches, it's gonna cost you $12 to $15 more. 48 is their max before they start penalizing you pretty heavily.
Keep up. I don't know. Sorry, haven't been keeping up.
So how do y'all, when you go to a yard sale or whatever, do you see golf clubs? Do you check the price right there on them, or do you?
Yeah,
if they're cheap enough, you just go ahead and buy them, or
if they're $5 and they're like a name brand, like a Callaway, a TaylorMade, I know which ones are the semi newer ones. I won't look them up. Like this one I just bought. I got 100+ shipping on it. I knew this Razor X was a good one without having to look it up. But I mean, they're easy to look up. All you do is type in Razor X black left, and the club comes right up.
Yeah, pretty much anything that says ping.
Yeah, anything that says ping, nearly anything that says TaylorMade is worth a few dollars. Some of the older ones might not be. Any putter that's made by Odyssey is generally worth $30, $40.
Mm.
So I picked up a ping putter. I'm gonna list it today. I picked up a ping putter the other day. Some utilities. I picked up.
what kind of demon music do you have as a ringer, Tyler?
Five finger death punch. Yeah, and a lot of the fairway woods are worth $30, $40. The drivers are the big money. The drivers and the full sets. So I've got a 5 through pitch and wedge of Taylor burners. I think they're worth about $160. I paid $5 each. So what I pay $30 for
them. Mike, you're not right, son. You've already been in the jelly beans this morning. 7 paper tubes. Oh Lord!
You think I should wrap it in a pool noodle or something? I saw somebody do that the other day. They put pool noodles all around it, and then they used poly bags. I'm like, you know how much time and energy and effort y'all wasted because if you stick that club in there with this head cover, it's going to protect. I mean, they're pretty indestructible. And then I'll put some paper or something on the other end to keep it from just moving around.
Yeah, there was at one time, and somebody might could go on YouTube and find it if you can dig through it, because YouTube's search engine just sucks. There was a guy that had made templates for all the different size boxes, and he someplace local he could buy cardboard boxes or the sheets of cardboard material, and he would throw it on this big wooden work table and throw a template on it, and with the X-Acto knife just go around and cut it out. And I don't know how much
time to do that.
Do what?
Who's got time to do that?
Well,
another thing you can do is if you live anywhere near a decent sized city, Tom lives out at the Mecca there in Charlotte. There's plenty of golf stores with all the golf in Charlotte, North Carolina. They throw boxes away. I mean, you can go pick up boxes. The eBay world seems to be fascinated by, never paying for a box and spending 3 days looking for one in a dumpster.
I hadn't thought about that.
But if, they get all their clubs in, how many, they sell full sets going out the door. When you bought a full set of clubs, I'm sure you probably have, Tom. Did you get a box with it, or you just got clubs? I just got clubs. So, and even people picking up, they'll buy a bag, they'll buy whatever, all that stuff. That, they'll walk out the front. Dick's Sporting Goods and everything the same way. They're buying clubs and stuff. They're not. So you can find the boxes. Don't let not having a box, or I don't know what a golf club is worth, or I don't know how to ship it. All that. That's the stuff that can be fixed pretty easy.
Okay, here's your Friday Uncle Tom story. Back when I was a Ute, I guess I was 16 or 17. I was driving.
Did we have electricity then?
We had electricity then.
Okay.
They built a subdivision on Lake Wiley called Tiga Cay, and I don't remember which ones of their golf courses touched up against the edge of the lake. And so a couple buddies and I, we used to take his dad's pontoon boat. We'd go over there and anchor out, and we would just snorkel around because the water was real shallow. We'd snorkel around, and we could fill up 3 5-gallon cans of golf balls in no time. And we started out selling them to the golf course, but a guy was standing on his deck asking us one day what we were doing, and we told him, and he said, "Well, I'll buy all you got, and I'll pay you better than the golf course." He said, and then from his wife was sitting under an umbrella on the deck. She said, "Yeah, because most of them are his already. He's already paid for one time." But we made some dating money off of that. Nothing big, but we had a good time and
You barking at?
made
You
a
know?
little coin off of it.
You can't see shit. You can't hear shit. Who you barking at?
No,
Our 16-and-a-half-year-old is out in the backyard just barking at, and I'm like, you can't see or hear. You don't have a clue who you're barking at.
we were told by the golf course manager that we could go into their ponds if we wanted to, because there's probably thousands of dollars worth of golf clubs out there. And I said, "Oh hell no! There's rattle-headed copper moccasins swimming out there. I ain't doing it."
What the hell kind of beast is that?
Only in South Carolina do you have them.
Just tie a rake on a rope and throw it out there and drag it in.
No, that are they magnetic? I've never
No.
checked. You probably could take one of those big magnets.
No, they're not
magnetic.
magnetic.
Are golf balls magnetic?
No, I'm
No.
talking about the golf clubs.
Oh, golf clubs.
Yeah, clubs. Because that's what he was saying. There's, these dead guys have slung them out there.
Yeah,
They got mad.
Some of them are steel shafted, but if you get a graphite shaft on it, it probably wouldn't work.
no, graphite is not. No metal in it.
But,
I mean, there's some metal in the head of the club, but I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, just put on your snorkel and go down there, Tom. Swim with the snakes.
no, that's what I'm saying. I ain't doing that. I'll do it out in the open water.
We could make a pretty funny video of you in a snorkel outfit.
Let me tell you what. My fat ass is not getting in a snorkel outfit.
Get him
No,
a bra and a snorkel.
When I get to be thin again, I'll pick up the snorkeling thing.
Yeah, this one has. I don't know if you can tell or not. But it's got carbon fiber, and it doesn't have.
Well, there. But back in the 70s, they probably didn't have carbon. They were probably still making everything out of steel and aluminum.
Yeah, even back then, there was still metal in the driver heads, and back then.
Putters is another thing that this person I knew, he's a big golfer, and he would buy. He had a certain putter he liked, and anytime they didn't make them anymore, and anytime he found one, he would buy it. So he must have had 6 of the same putter.
What's that putter Cook? Somebody Cook.
Ray Cook.
Ray Cook.
Ray Cook. So here's your ping lesson. All the ping putters have a color. All the ping clubs have a color. I don't know if you can see that green dot right there.
Right.
But it's important when you list these clubs to tell get a good picture so they know what color that is, because it means either, I don't know exactly what it means. It either means the angle of the club or how long it is or something with that dot.
Right.
Somebody can tell you what it means.
They set them up for how tall you are.
Yeah, so the green dot is, and
So
then
there's
you can Google. You measure to the bottom of the
yeah.
straight down.
They set up the clubs and the length of the shafts and stuff for the different. Because a guy that's 6'4", doesn't use the same putter as a lady that's 5'2".
This one, yeah, you're right. The green must be a +1. This is a 36, and the standard putter is 35. So the green must be +1. There's a black dot. There's a red dot. So let's. I didn't. All I did was buy this one. It's a Ping Zing 2 green dot. Let's see what it's worth.
I'm guessing
Who,
$39.99.
Ping Zing 2
Felix,
green
a
dot.
couple of my nephews and grandnephews and nieces refer to me as Uncle Tom. You know, there's a new kids. You don't have any respect for anybody else anymore. My kids, I better not ever hear any of my kids address their aunts and uncles by their first name. But then again, my mom says my boys are so polite and respectful, which they are. But, you know.
So there's a full set of clubs for Ping Zings. I had to put putter in there. So far, all I'm seeing is irons. So there it is. Somebody took a best offer at 59 plus plus I think it's plus shipping.
Oh man, I was off $20.
Plus 16 shipping. So it's probably worth 60 ship if I had to guess. There ain't a lot of them. Most of them are iron sets. There aren't a lot of the putters themselves. See the black dot is 35.5 and the green dot is 36.
Okay, here's your question of the day, Todd.
I got your answer right here.
I bet you do. Since Scott was just talking about it, $16 shipping on that putter, do y'all
16.
and the people out in the audience, do y'all think people are afraid to pay for shipping?
Afraid to pay for shipping?
Yeah. You know, that's $16. I'm thinking $16 on top of that putter, which I don't golf. So.
Oh, you mean the buyers?
Yeah, the buyers.
That's fair on shipping because it'll cost anywhere from 10 to 13 to ship it plus the box.
Well, I just wasn't talking about that one item. I'm just talking about anything. You know, I know when you're selling a book of matches and you got $10 shipping on it and it's going first class, I know people's going to raise hell about that. But I'm talking about stuff like that, the putters, the electronics.
No, they don't care.
They want it, so they get it.
All right, so that driver that I'm shipping out today, it was listed for.
It's been a long time since I've had a buyer ask for lower shipping.
It was listed for $109.88. I put calculated shipping on it. They paid $18.07 shipping and $8 sales tax. And where's it going? It's going to Lima, Ohio. That's a straight up shot from here. I'd be shocked if that was more than $11 or $12 shipping. I've got a $4 box on it, so you know it's going to cost me what $14, $15. So I'm in the ballpark. And
So
then I have to go on the website and tell UPS to come get it, so my time is valuable.
When is the UPS strike?
Today is the deadline, or last Friday was the deadline for them to turn it in, and then they had the full month of July to see whether let it go up for a vote and see if it would pass or not. So it's right at the first week of August.
So they're talking about going on strike.
The Teamsters.
It will be a nail in their coffin. Because I've been kind of keeping track with it. Of the last, 7 days, I've got no mail, 3 pieces of mail that we need, and 12 pieces of junk mail.
No, UPS, not USPS.
Oh, UPS. UPS is going on strike.
Listen, Tom. Listen. Open your ears.
But that guy had all kinds of golf clubs. Like this is a 5 wood, but it's a square Callaway Fusion.
Uh-huh.
They were all $5. So I know that's a newer club. Then there's another one of those Razor X. So I knew the Razor X was good. If the Razor is good as a driver, generally the Razor I think this is a 3 wood, it's a 3 or a 5, is a good club. And another way you can tell too is the clubs that got these adjustable little numbers right here on the end. It means that it can be set up for a draw or a fade. So that generally means you'll see on the end you'll see a screw like that. It's an adjustment screw, so they can. So that'll generally mean the club is more expensive. Yeah, that's what when Joni gets home, I'm gonna give her an adjustment screw.
Jeez. Yeah, she don't take that driver and put it upside your head.
But you can just look at some clubs like this Adam's Idea iron. It's got a cool black look to it. So I knew this. I hadn't looked it up, but it was $5. The newer head covers look different. You can tell. We'll look this one up. But if you're not selling golf clubs, they sell really quick. B3 hybrid. So that club there is worth the wrong one. So that's a 6-iron. I gotta figure out what iron it is. That's a 2-iron.
Sorry, had to go move my hose.
What'd you do? Move them one street corner to the next?
There's the last one to sell.
Getting
3
out of
days
line
ago.
again.
Somebody got $45 plus 23 shipping. They called it new, even though it didn't have its head cover. So you could, if that one was new, this one is. It doesn't have a mark. Really have a mark on it. It's probably worth 30 plus shipping. I'd be, because I've got the head cover.
Well, if it's got a branded head cover and it's a well-known brand, I would think that would mean it would be a little bit worth a little bit more than the
And that was the only one for sale. So there's not a 2-iron for sale until this afternoon. So I put that one up.
Yep.
Nike is another one. If you see any Nike golf clubs, you really need to look Nike up for one reason. Nike doesn't make clubs anymore. So there are a lot of people that like the Nike clubs. They make an S2 Sasquatch is a good one. Any of their square drivers are good drivers, are good for resale because they don't make them anymore. I've got a Nike putter over there I hadn't looked up. Nike still makes shoes and other things, but they don't make gloves anymore.
You talking about his pink shirt, 24K?
Man, this ain't pink. It's crimson, but it's one of those shirts that's been distressed or whatever.
It's been washed 100 times.
No, you know how they make some of them to look kind of whitewash a t-shirt.
Yeah, back in the day, we had a neighbor. She was when I was a sophomore, she was a senior, and she'd take all her new jeans. She'd take all her new.
I'll play porn in the background for you, Tom.
Okay. She'd take all her new jeans and she would run them through the wash machine, but she wouldn't dry them, and then she'd take them outside and hold them by the cuffs, and she would beat them up against the side of. That's irritating as hell. She'd beat them up. She'd slam them up against the side of the house, the brick house, to distress them.
Hey, that's a good one. Me in the back. You get two of me now.
Yeah, it looks like what's the Spaceballs?
It's like Tom Big.
Thought you were gonna catch him directing traffic.
No, I told you I'm waiting for my next Time Life call. Probably half these people don't even know what I'm talking about.
But so many people complain that my sales suck and whatever, and they trip over the golf club going to look for a damn T-shirt at a yard sale. I'm like, if you're gonna step over money in order to hunt for somewhere else, I don't know that I can help you.
Scott, you need to do some videos and put them behind a paywall
For what?
for stuff like, why are you people not buying these golf clubs and all this other little useless knowledge that you have that makes you a lot of money? Because I knew golf clubs sold, but I didn't know they were such a big seller.
Yeah, I listed, I guess 3 weeks ago, I listed 7 golf clubs, and that driver and one other club are the only ones that were left. That one, the first one sold in the first 3 days. 5 sold in the first 3 days. The 6th one sold, but then they made like a turd and backed out. And then this one sold. So I've only got 1 left of the first 7 that I listed.
Well, that's good.
I have 3 lawnmower belts left out of the 33 that I started with.
That's absolutely amazing.
So $10, $10, $10, $10. What's 10 times 300? And that's my
$3,000.
take-home pay.
You made $3,000 on a 100% sell-through rate. Damn.
No,
You
300.
You said 10 times 300. I know what you meant, but that's not what you said.
10 times 30 is what I meant to say. Made 300. Yeah. Okay. You caught me in my old manitis.
Hey,
I mean, it's just crazy stuff. This is $10. How many people walk by this for $10?
what is that?
It's a slim combo.
Okay.
This is getting listed today. It is a
What was that bell?
It is a Logitech wireless keyboard for an iPad Pro, the big ones. It's worth $60 to $70. Like in this condition. If I show it, the answer probably is no beard. I would have bought it, but this was in nice shape. Got all this pay. All right, let's look it up and see. What did I do with my phone? No. I'll give you the Amazon price.
Felix says he'll give you $4.99 for that if you throw in free shipping.
So it's got a 36,000 rank in personal computers, none on there. So then we go to the great world of Keepa. You don't do iPhones. Or iPads. Come on. So there's not been one in the last 3 months.
Do you have the latest and greatest iPhone?
Yeah.
What's that, a 14?
14 Pro Max. So there's the used chart. You can see what it sells for used on Amazon. That keyboard is hovering around the $100 range. This is used, and the last few that have been available have gone much higher. But I figured $89 and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's just anything to do with an iPad, Logitech, and an iPad is generally expensive.
John said that looked like Tom's EKG.
Now my EKG is good now.
See, look, even on eBay, there's open box 99 plus shipping, 79 free, 104 pre-owned. Yep, those Logitech keypads for the 12.9. Remember, this iPad starts at over $1,000, so the keypad is probably going to be. Oh, y'all wanted to see Tom's EKG again?
Da, da, da.
That was at the end was where he was having his heart issues, and they were having they're having a jump starting.
Remember, I was watching your show when it happened live.
Yo,
So if I had it kicked off, Roberta was going to sue you.
You would have gotten your payout in granny panties.
Yeah. He should have had 4 cases of panties show up.
Yeah. Here's your settlement. You get bras and panties.
Is it September you're going to be gone?
Yeah, early September, something like that. But don't say it out loud on the internet because I don't want people raiding my house while I'm gone. Thanks, Tom.
Well, they got to get past the security guard. You know, they just don't let anybody in that neighborhood.
That's right. I'm having my evil sister-in-law come house sit while we're gone.
I mean, you could just line people up to, you know, sell admission. If they can get to your vault, they can get to your vault, you know. Because nobody will make it past the piranhas.
It's a jungle out there.
Yeah, they got to get by that skunk, Mr. Sadie. Good morning, Joanna. Roberta was watching a video this morning, and this lady's got, what were those dogs, honey? Newfoundlands, which are the big ones. And one of them showed up at the door with a rodent in its mouth.
Oh, no, it wasn't a rodent. It was groundhog.
It was what?
It was a huge groundhog.
It was a big old groundhog. And the lady that owned them was trying to get him to put it down, or get her to put it down, and she wasn't having nothing with that. It was her. She was trying to bring it in the house with her.
Yeah, Bonnie kills a squirrel every once in a while.
Well, my cats are like the peasants, the poor people, the poor kitties have to fend for themselves off of wildlife. They just go and wait on me, and they alert me to the fact that they have not been fed in the morning. They want their wet food.
Tell the neighbors to watch out for cars with eagle bumper stickers. Flag's gonna get mad at you. Hi, Joanna. How are ya? How are ya? So, yep. What else is going on? Man, everybody talked about the summer slowdown back in April and May, and shoot, my sales are just cranking along just like they always do.
Do you think?
I've got 8 packages going out this morning from yesterday.
Why do you think that's so?
I don't know, man. It's like I don't work hard at this, but my sales have been bam, 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 just steady, just steady. And I'm like, I don't see a summer slowdown. A lot of people are harping that, hey, if you're on international shipping, it jacked up your store. You're not making any sales. I never saw any of that. A lot of people were saying that. John the flipping ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
He took off all international shipping because he said when I had it turned on, my sales tanked. And he's not the only one I've heard say that. There's a channel I watch. His name is Josh Galt, and he said the same thing. So he took his store off of international shipping. I left mine on, and I haven't seen a bit of difference in sales.
Well, maybe you've got stuff listed that people want
Well, I don't
or
know.
need, like that belt, and the Post-it notes. I mean, the Post-it notes. You're posting. How much do you charge shipping on those Post-it notes?
$0. It's $10.90 free shipping. So
That's beating.
I'm making $5 for every 6-pack. You get 6 of these.
Right.
6 different colors for $10.90. So my profit after fees and taxes and everything is about $5 bill. Just take home pay,
Well, I mean, that's cheaper than buying it from Sam's or Staples or Office Depot.
What do I sell, Glock? Let me run down what's sold lately here. Let's see. All orders. Sold Post-it notes. Sold some Xbox cords. I sold a Coach purse. I sold a Fisker's pair of scissors. I sold a pair of snow boots. I don't know why those sold in the summer, but they did. I sold a trailer lock for your boat trailer. I sold a lawnmower belt. I sold a military duffel bag. I sold military pants. I sold 5 watch bands. I mean, I'm just all over the place. I sold a Sega Saturn controller.
Well, maybe that's what it is. You're all over the place with what you're selling and not
There's a pair of Green Army pants.
niching
I
it or
sold
niching it.
I sold 8 lots of door pull knobs. I sold a video game. I sold 2 mosquito nets for cots. I sold a knife. I sold a sterling silver necklace. Just varied lots of stuff.
Harbor wants 2 packs.
Hey, Ron. Haven't talked. Ron, I sent you a message, didn't I? You didn't ever answer my message. I don't have yellow only. You didn't get my message? Here, I'll send it again. Maybe Scott gave me the wrong number, just jacking with me. I probably sent a message to welikesex.com. Let's see if I can send you a message here. If I can figure out how to message somebody.
I'm sure surprised Lag's not saying, I'd like to buy 2, not 2 packs. He just wants to buy 2, 2 sheets. 1, 2.
You never got it. Dang. What the hell? Okay, messages. I'll try it again here, Ron. Let's see. Okay, I'm sending it right now. Haven't seen you in like 2 weeks, Ron. But anyway, hi, how you doing? Yeah, I sent you a message on June 21st. And now I just sent another one. And you say you never got it? Oh, you got that one. But you didn't get the first one. Huh. Weird. Okay. I'll message you again here after a while. Sometime after the show if I remember. I'm an old man, I forget stuff. uh
Hell yeah, y'all are old.
yeah, Ron's old, Tom's old, I'm old. You're kinda old.
I can stand up without creaking, so I'm not as old as y'all.
Yeah. Kiss
I
my
can stand up and sit down without making a noise. Can you silently stand up and sit down? No.
No. I can't.
I can
When
without making noise, but my knees, they've got something to say about it.
So at what age? Because you hear people talk about at what age did that happen when you go to sit down like in a chair or recliner? You have to make that little low rumble grunt that the old men do. When I mean,
It
it's
just
kind of
happens.
I
It
make
just
when I get up.
it's,
it just starts.
Phil said 52. Okay, this is a scientific poll we're running here. At what?
No. I got too high a price on the Avery stuff, I guess.
Okay, so you people that sell on Poshmark, how do you find out? Can you see souls on Poshmark?
I don't know. Shut up, Sadie.
Because I've got some used shoes that are on eBay that I'd like to have them over to Poshmark as well.
Send it PayPal 24K. I'm in message timeout for Ron. I like Phil's new picture. It's hilarious.
I know.
So what's the point in this? They've got a pair of women's shoes. They look really nice. They've got them for $5 with $7 and $7.97 expedited shipping. I would not list an item for $5. And
Who is that? eBay or Poshmark?
this is Poshmark. That makes no sense. Why would you waste your time listing? You know what I mean? So does everybody in the audience have is there a minimum? I understand Todd and his, I got 1 million post-it notes. I'm in on that. But if you've got a single item, is there a minimum that you gonna list it for? That
$5. Your minimum profit,
I mean,
or the minimum?
You're not going to left side is tap news.
I don't have a big minute. It depends on how long it takes me to list it. A lot of it, like this RFU adapter for a what does that go to, a PlayStation or something?
I guess a PS2 or a GameCube. I'm sorry, is that a GameCube one?
No, Nintendo 64.
Yeah,
So
it'll work on GameCube too.
$10 plus $4 shipping, but I take 2 pictures, list it, forget it.
But would you sell a pair of shoes for $5 with $8 shipping?
No.
Scott,
So Joanna says nothing under $8 anymore.
Scott, if somebody buys something from Amazon and they live like in London, UK, and they buy it from the American platform, how does that work?
They send you a bill for the shipping.
They send me or they send the customer?
So there's 2 ways that can happen. One way, only way for them to buy it from the American side with a London address is you have to be enrolled in the international program, whatever it's called, where Amazon will charge them an additional fee in order to buy from the U.S. market. Affects you none. Everything's the same. That's the only. Or unless you have a UK store and you do the shipping. Those are your 2 options. I wouldn't have a UK store. I'm signed up for the international, so every now and then somebody buys something, but it's not very frequent. I do sell in Canada and Mexico. There is my stuff is listed over there, and there's an additional shipping charge that the customer sees, but Amazon fulfills it from the U.S. warehouse.
So they, so like Canada, all the not gratuities, the import fees and stuff like that.
That's
they take care of
on the buyer.
I may be imagining things, but I think my international sales have slowed down.
It's because they decided you're not a green person. All that oil you spew out of your dinosaur lawnmower machine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mr. Litz wrecked this show. Roberta was playing this thing about your girlfriend, Dianne Feinstein. They were interviewing, some reporters were interviewing her because, she's back in Washington.
That took her off life support long enough to go vote.
Yeah. And they said, well, what have you been doing since you've been away? And she was adamant about.
She was never away, probably.
She was never away.
She don't have a clue where she's at. I mean, we've got to put a depends clause in there that if once they start wearing depends, we got the president of the United States shitting himself at a regular basis now. This is just, it's a fucking, they are making a mockery of our fucking government, of our fucking country, right to our faces, and we seem not to give 2 fucks. They pay over half the country off through welfare. I think 51% now. So the rest of us are paying to keep these people at home to vote to keep us in slavery. This is awesome. I love this.
Strom Thurmond used to be the longest seated senator.
Look up his history. That racist MF.
And he is not even. He's like number 8 now. And there's a big gap between him and the person above him. You can't tell me that they're making more than their $150 or $150,000 that they make each year.
Hell, Nancy, 3 weeks ago, Nancy dropped $2 million in Google stock. 2 days ago, they announced that Google was being investigated by the DOJ. Coincidence?
I thought all that stuff was in blind trust.
Oh yeah, we're blindly trusting them. That's exactly what's happening.
They didn't have to get rid of their holdings, but they had no say so in how it was. I
pray every day that Trump wins the next election because I just want to be here for the shit show.
You know what? That is the only reason. If he makes it I would like for him to make it, is because the gloves will be off. It's going to be fist to fist.
Well, it's going to be a battle because I think at the end of the day, he's going to have to beat the the Democrats are going to get so desperate. They're going to have the polls and everything are going to look so terrible. They're going to roll out what's his name from California, and his VP is probably going to be Big Mike.
Michelle.
Oh yeah. Thinking, and I think in 2024 they keep telling us over and over there's another pandemic coming. And if they think I'm putting on a mask, the first mask whatsoever, they can all kiss my ass. I ain't wearing one, but it's coming. You can mark your calendar. They've got to do something crazy. They're gonna pull Ronald Reagan. They're gonna get Hinckley somewhere to try to assassinate Trump. Either Trump or JFK, Kennedy. One of them's gonna die, or they're gonna try to kill one of them. But that would be very interesting to put up. What's his name from California and Big Mike against Trump and Kennedy Jr.
Are you talking about the governor?
Yeah. Nancy's nephew.
If he even gets far to being on the ballot, then
they're talking about he'll be vice president if they're, because Biden will never run. They'll put him in jail. They'll do whatever. He's never going to run.
Well, they need to. If it wasn't for the fact that we'd have Kamala as president, they should be getting rid of him now. And that's probably the only reason he's still seated as president is because Kamala would become vice president if he was removed. Because she reminds me of a 13-year-old girl giggling all the time.
Yeah, he's not in
Felix,
charge anyway.
Felix, you can say what you want to. Kerry Lake won the fucking governorship of Arizona. You say whatever you want to.
North Carolina's gonna be different because now you got to have it show an ID to
I'm
vote.
telling you, old boy's gonna win a landslide. He's your next governor. There ain't no stopping him. Mark Robinson, governor, 2-term governor of North Carolina. Let's go. You tell me if you put Mark Robinson in charge and the governor with a supermajority, and they don't straighten out North Carolina, it's their own fucking fault. Because they should have a supermajority in the legislature and a majority on the Supreme Court. I'm telling you, you roll back all this stuff. You put bathrooms back there where they're supposed to be. You do all the stuff because North Carolina, Cooper just vetoed the women in sports bill. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
This week, Cooper decided that he didn't, when are these liberals going to wake up? You see all these damn women out there, just white women are the death of America, out there raising hell about being offended for everybody else when they are being marginalized. It makes no damn sense. Look at the volleyball player at North Carolina. She took that huge spike to the face and knocked unconscious by the volleyball player on the other side of the team who has a penis. She has permanent brain damage from this. She can't walk because she had to play. They put a guy in there, and he went up with a super spike right to her head.
See, what's going to happen is, and I'm surprised that the NCAA has not got people's ears saying, so they're not the bad guy, letting the government take the fall, saying, we don't want, you need to go ahead and put this women in sports deal in because it's going to end up affecting their play. It's going to end up affecting their income because women are going to get out of sports if they're having to deal against men. I know most of y'all don't remember it, like Joanna, because she's so young. But I remember when people were suing for little girls to play on little boys' little league baseball teams.
Well, that's what
They
happened
were
when I
not.
was
They
a kid.
were. That was not allowed. And it got so bad just to try to keep them off. They were making girls wear cups. But people were having to sue city baseball, little league baseball teams, just so their daughter could play on a boys' league.
I mean, why can't they even have women's leagues? I mean, they're just never. Why do little girls have to be in the Boy Scouts? Boy Scouts. I mean, it's just you start training them young. You start training them and that's how we end up with a generation that doesn't know, looks for a crying closet because they don't know where to pee, what bathroom to go in. They're feeling oppressed. They want to check because their great 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 grandma was a slave. Oh, wait a minute. 1.6% of Americans held slaves. 1.6. Look in South Carolina. I was watching a video yesterday of I forget the guy's name. He was born a slave at the age of 10 or 11. His master sent him to a guy who repaired cotton gins to learn that trade. And while he was there for 14 years, they released him and he was a free man. So what's the first thing this black man did? He has a skill. So he started fixing cotton gins. He made enough money where he bought some land. What's the next thing he bought after land? Slaves. When the Civil War started, he was the largest black slave owner. He had 63 slaves, and each of his 3 sons had 9 slaves each. They owned 100 slaves. That family owned 100 slaves. Do their descendants get reparations?
They shouldn't. Yeah, but I knew about him.
Yeah.
He was the largest slave owner, and he was a former slave.
I think he lived outside of Charleston.
Yeah. And people would send he and his sons would travel all over the Southeast
repairing cotton
gins.
Yeah.
And there was another guy who was freed by his master died, and his mistress, whatever, his master's wife, she freed everybody and gave them walking money. And he went into the furniture business, and he did the same thing. He bought a bunch of slaves to make furniture. It's not about race. It's never been about race. It's about greed. That's what my thought is. Because there's always a money-making scheme going on with any of this stuff.
But the problem with the South was that once you brought these people over here, these slave owners, provided everything for these people, and so it was very hard to break. Even if you freed them, it was very hard to break out of it because they'd be starting with nothing because they came over here with nothing, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, and a lot of them, once they did do away with slavery, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know where to go. They didn't have a place to go. So anyway, let's see if the show is still up on Todd's channel next week. And it's my fault, Todd. I'm sorry. I mean, Scott.
Oh no,
yeah, Todd,
we're
I'm
fine
sorry.
so far.
Do what?
We're fine so far.
Yeah.
My ancestors came here with nothing. They were just farmers in England and just came over to America. Let's go build a new farm in Georgia, and then move west from Georgia, and then they went to Oklahoma. Boy, that was a big mistake.
But I was watching this thing on the History Channel, and it was talking about all these Italians and Greeks came over here in the late 1800s, early 1900s,
Yeah.
And they came over here with like a suitcase and $2 or $3
Yeah.
that half their family had been saving to get that $2 or $3. And they came over here, but once they got over here, they had a community that helped them get going.
Well, the black community used to provide that same thing in the mid 1900s until Lyndon Johnson rolled out welfare. He told him he told him he'd have them voting for the next 100 years.
I saw this thing. It was about one of the first black doctors, and like 40 of his family members paid for him to go to college and to med school to become a doctor. Like everybody in his family was paying to help him get there. And we don't do stuff like that anymore. Even the white folk don't do it anymore. You're
But
on your own.
The races are so. Look at the Asians and how difficult they've had a time in the U.S. From being over here as slaves to build railroads. You know, as late as the 1940s, we put them in internment camps because we were scared they were part of the Japanese thing. They had done nothing wrong. These were first, second, third generation Americans that we locked up for no reason.
Yeah, most of the Irish came here as 7-year indentured servants. You know, they had to work 7 years, no wages, just for the privilege of being able to come here. That's what they paid for their boat trip over, 7 years of hard labor.
You know, when we were in Australia, we had this tour bus driver several times, and the same one, and he was talking about, you know, it used to be if your family came to Australia as a criminal, you kind of hid that fact. And when we were there, in '90s, when we were there in '94, he said now it was like coming across, you know, coming to America on the Mayflower. It was, you know, it was something that you were proud of. Hopefully your situation had changed since then, but the fact that that's how your family members came to Australia.
Yeah, Australia started out as a prison.
Yeah. And I'm
That's
going to tell you
why
what.
I was looking it up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that that was the whole idea, was to make that a giant prison.
That's what it was. And I'm going to be honest with you. If it wasn't for the areas around the outside that have, you know, jungles and vegetation, if the whole country was like the outback is, the middle of the country, I'd be surprised if anybody survived. Because, like I said, that when we were on this one, when we were going from Alice Springs to Ayers Rock, our bus driver said, we were out in the middle of damn nowhere. He pointed over to the right. He said, "There's a federal prison over there." He said, about 4 miles that direction. And he says, "There's not one fence around it." And when new inmates come there, the warden will stand them in a certain place and point and say, "If you start walking that way, eventually you will get to a highway." He said, "But there's a 90% chance that you will not make it." Because if the heat doesn't get to you, the creepy crawlers will.
Yep.
Not the creepy crawlers.
Black flies and snakes and.
Felix, we didn't make it to New Zealand, but we liked Australia. All the people we dealt with was real nice.
Oh, this is crooked. So I'm looking at a pair of shoes on Poshmark, and I'm like, that's a cool looking pair of shoes. They look like they're pretty much new. This person has listed a pair of used shoes, but the first picture in the listing is the stock photo from Merrill. And then you see, they'd have got you, Todd, because the second, third, and fourth picture are these banged up ass shoes.
Yeah.
You should see. Oh God, you should see how dirty they are. They didn't even take a dry erase to the bottom. They just, I mean, it looks like they even right through mud puddles and stuck a picture of them. But yet the first picture you see is a stock brand new pair of shoes.
Todd, the other day I asked you about, did you ever pick up cowboy boots that need to be resold?
Yeah.
I asked my son that works for Goodwill, I said, what do y'all do with like men's shoes or nice shoes that come in that need to be resold? He says they're thrown in a box and they're sent to their e-com. And he said sometimes they're sold as is. Sometimes they have them, if they're a really expensive pair of boots, they have them resold and then they sell them. My family is from Horry County, South Carolina, which is right beside Myrtle Beach. There's a legend that my great grandfather was offered like 1,000 acres of land over in Myrtle Beach, which would actually have tapped up into the ocean.
You'd
For
be a
him-
wealthy. We wouldn't even know you. You'd be a land baron right now.
No, you don't know how life would have changed then. But he said no because he couldn't feed his family off of all that sandy, swampy nothingness over there. And
What?
half that the inland waterway runs right down through the middle of it now, or across it. But it's but like I said, he said I can't feed my family off of that swamp. And now there's a bazillion houses through there, but you never know what would have happened between then and now.
Are there no rules on Poshmark? Men's pursuit sandals, new with tags with defects. The plastic strap around it is broken in half.
How much are they?
$10 plus shipping.
How much are they new?
And if I know, they're claiming 110, but
I mean, I'm sure there's people that buy this stuff and then they send them off to have them repaired. If they can't take it to their local what do you call them? Shoe refurbishment. Cobbler, that's it. Which when I was researching this thing about boots, I came across an article where cobblers are coming back in style.
because we're not gonna have any. I was watching the interesting that was talking about the construction industry last night, and it's for every 50 so in the next so many years, the average age of construction 20 years ago, 30 years ago was like 30. The average age of a construction worker now is like 42. And when they're retiring over the next few years, they're currently replacing at a rate of, if they lose 50, they hire 7. There's going to be a tremendous shortage of people with any, because how can you, if you're only replacing that little, these people don't get proper training. They're thrown right into the fire. It's going to be a mess.
Well, overall too, is around the world the population is dropping because people are not having kids. The Pacific Basin is getting hit hard because these people are they're just not having children,
and they're killing them.
And in China, they're getting ready to drop the one-child rule because their population is dropping so bad. Good morning, Glenn, the Alabama fan. All I got to say is that go podunk you.
Hi, Glenn.
It's I don't know what I know a lot of people that's in the morning chat. They were poshing it. I don't know if they still do or not.
What morning show?
The morning chat, our group chat.
Oh,
I don't know whether Maggie, you're listening this morning.
Maggie probably does.
Yeah, because that's all Maggie does is closing books.
Well, I'm not going to be living the lie anymore after this afternoon
Why is that?
because I'm going to show Joni how to list on Poshmark. So she's going to list a lot of the underwear and some other stuff that she's got. Because I just took over Joni's account.
But she was using it to buy stuff, right?
Yeah, she's selling now.
I didn't even realize my screen had activated. All right, I got to get out of here. She's giving me the hurry up signal over there.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, because she's got some calls. She's ready for 3:50 to get here today.
You need to send her to work. Send her to the office. You can do whatever you want.
She has to go once a week.
I can imagine Tom telling her what to do.
Yeah, I don't tell her nothing. Just like you don't tell Joni nothing, because both of us would come on the morning show with this side of our face all swollen up where she slapped us or hit us.
I told her, don't come home without me some bacon. That's what I told her.
I posted this thing on Facebook. It was like, if you had to make a choice of being thin or giving up bacon, what would you choose? Would you take hickory smoked or something? You know, the whole the thin thing did not even fit into the picture at all.
How do I find out what her account's called? It's just under her.
It's just her name, probably.
I don't know how to do this. I see a picture of her. Account settings. It's probably just her name. Joany Zilke. Zilke.
Yeah, probably so. You gonna change it to Luscious Booties or something like that?
What's up, buddy? Did you want to come say hello to everybody?
Say hi, Jenny.
Her closet name. Full, overflowing, a junk.
Draws and bras are us.
Nobody's as cute as me. I'm the best. You know, everybody. I just come out here to pee in Daddy's building.
And it's pee in his floor. What'd you say?
Yeah. I come out here to pee on the floor on the concrete. If I pee in the grass, my penis gets wet.
All right. I gotta go. Thank you, Todd. See you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm glad he left so we can talk about him.
I know.
So you got garage sales in the morning?
Yeah, that neighborhood that down the street, it'll probably double the participation tomorrow. So we'll do there. We'll find some stragglers. It's just the middle of the summer. The major neighborhoods have had it, and it's hot.
It's hot. Yeah. Well, I slayed the garage sales in the spring and early summer, and they
have been outstanding up until this point.
It's
I picked up a few cool things. I picked up a couple pairs of Sperry for $3. Looked like they were never worn, or maybe once or twice. So
That was one thing I was going to try listing on Poshmark, because it's. I guess I should investigate this cross listing.
Yeah.
And that way, Franklin. Your mama's not here, so now you're out here with me. Is that what it is? Phoebe called you up here. Ah,
All right. I got to pack a few more orders.
yeah, I do too.
Get them shipped out.
I actually got to
So-
clean the table off so I can lay the dang driver down on it. So that's the only thing. You got to have 48 inches of space.
Yep. All right, folks. We'll see y'all Monday.
Tell everybody bye, Franklin.
Bye, Frank. Bye now.